Welcome back to another episode of Inward News. It's your boy Dre. Stuffed to the brim with stories this week. The folks that was in charge of molding Kyle Rittenhouse to, be in the public eye and media train him and get ready for court and all that, they're coming out and basically saying that Kyle Rittenhouse is a monster that's always been a monster, and there's nothing they can do to stop him from being a monster. Apparently, he was a terrible person as a kid. He's terrible at life. He's terrible in school. He has no empathy, no compassion, none of that. So obviously they was trying to teach him to be, this is sweet, adorable kid. They started giving him clothes. They started giving him all that just to appear before court and, just train him to be the victim that they was trying to portray him as. After he got acquitted or found not guilty, I don't know, whatever. Apparently he reverted back to being a monstrous douchebag of a fucking 17-year-old little shit. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but anybody that willingly grabs guns to go and take lives, they're probably not a good person. If you're in high school and you request to be driven across state lines to shoot people or potentially shoot people, you're not a good kid. Also, if you have a parent that allows that drives you there, they're not a good parent. So you can't trust them to raise a good kid. So I don't know how these people thought that they was like helping some little kid out. No, the kid's a fucking monster. And this has nothing to do with what happened. This has everything to do with the idea of a kid hearing about riots, grabbing his gun, and then asking to be driven to where riots are to where he can have the chance to shoot somebody. Because obviously he didn't know he was going to be able to shoot somebody. He didn't know he was going to shoot somebody. He didn't know he was going to kill anybody. And he didn't know that the people that he killed were going to end up being like terrible people. The issue is a child, a teenager, saw the opportunity to possibly shoot someone and went there. And they thought this was going to be somebody that they could mold, somebody that they could make make look like a useful, budding individual. No. Speaking of terrible kids, a 17-year-old kid just got his whole family messed over by beating a kid to death. Some 17-year-old jock in Arizona, I guess him and his friends wanted to bully somebody or bully some kids. They ended up in a brawl. Of course, the jocks won. There's a bunch of kids injured and bruised and, issues. But one kid in particular ended up going to the hospital and dying 2 days later. But before this kid died, the jock and his friends proceeded to hump and dance over this kid's body after he got beat up. And the only reason any of this is known because the kid that did it, one, was sharing the video of him beating him up, two, bragging about it, and then after the kid died, he was like, oh, fucking killed a guy after beating his ass. Guess I don't know my own strength. But once again, no surprise here, the dad found out about this and tried to cover up the whole thing. Like the kid wasn't bragging for at least 3 days. I'm sure he bragged the night it happened, the 2 days the kid was in the hospital, and then once word got out that the kid passed, I'm sure he bragged about that. So that's at least 3 days of this kid bragging about beating a kid to death or beating a kid so bad he had to go to the hospital, and then at least a day of bragging about killing a kid. And the dad's first thought is to try and cover it up. Are we not seeing the issue between terrible child and parent? An Alabama dentist by the name of Joseph Clarence Cox was found guilty to heinous activities while operating on patients. This man just got 180 years for R-wording and sodomizing a bunch of his members and his patients. Some of these acts happening during operations. This is why hospitals have somebody in charge of like the anesthesia, because obviously being trusted with like a two-man team here, three-man team, I don't know, most dentists is like two people. Can't be trusted, because I'm sure, I don't want to think that his workers was watching him do this stuff to people. But at the same time, if he's doing it to them, they probably, I don't know why people are moving on. A police officer in Tallahassee is the absolute worst. She pulled over a black man, took him out of his vehicle, handcuffed him, put him in the back of her vehicle, reached into his car, found a liquor bottle that was unopened and completely sealed, opened it, poured out the liquor, and then tossed the open bottle into the passenger seat, and then arrested this man for DUI. This was all found out because she did it in front of her body cam. I think at some point in the video, another cop came up and asked her what was going on, asked if she turned off her body cam, probably because he knows what kind of person she is, but she got found out because her body cam was on when she did this, and I think officers think that they can just do whatever they want with the footage. And this is just this is just another example of an ongoing issue that we've always talked about, that cops think they're above the law. Whether she did this with the idea that she was going to delete her footage, or she did this with the idea that somebody was going to overlook this. It's all at the point of these cops think they can get away with crimes, and they basically are, because they're being suspended with pay. And if they are fired from whatever police force they're on, their license or their ability to hold a badge, hold a lawful position isn't being revoked. So they're just going to a new city, a new town, new district, and they're just continuing the same issue. Someone in LA cleaned out a money storage facility. They cleared $30 million out of this place, and nobody, I don't know if they knew how, why, whatever, they got away with it, but they did this on Easter. And I just want everybody to understand, this is why Jesus isn't coming back. All the stories before and this story here, folks out here robbing on Easter? Ain't you supposed to be in church? Ain't you supposed to be like on the Easter egg hunt, doing something outside at a picnic? I just feel like we shouldn't be robbing, not even banks, but just third-party money holding facilities. That's all this was. But also they have 30 million, so they must be used by big banks and big everybody else. AT&T just messed over a good amount of people. Apparently 65 million customers had their personal data leaked on the dark web. If you're familiar with the internet, basically the dark web is just LimeWire incarnate. Everything bad can go in there, beheading videos, human trafficking, all kinds of stuff like that. It's just, all the bad stuff. But yeah, your personal information out there if you have AT&T. I'm assuming this goes for both the phone company and internet provider. Check your bank accounts, check your social security, check all identifiable information out there, because you was part of a data breach. Some lady in Michigan tried to send 74 pounds of that sweet Chiba over to London. They sell much more higher over there. So she was trying to make about, I think it was like 370,000, because each pound of weed was 5,000 in London. And that's 370,000. So they was probably going to upsell that again to about 400,000. And if you can get that high, you could probably go up even higher. So yeah, they were trying to get $500,000 for 74 pounds of weed. Also, whoever she got that from, hopefully she got her money up front, because boy, somebody's pissed. And somebody wants their re-up. A nigga in Burger King was having a very weird day because he pulled a gun on the cashier at Burger King in Ohio. It was because the guy kept trying to give him a discount. He didn't rob him. He didn't get his order wrong. None of that. He was just like, hey, sir, you paid for this. We had a discount. We got a promotion going on today. Here's this amount. He tried to give it to him back. Nigga got mad, didn't like it, drove off, and then came back with the gun. Was just like, hey, take my money. And I don't know, like I said, he was having a weird day, because I don't know what you can't even explain that. You can't even rationalize what was going on there, because you don't know. And now on to your hiring segment. Welcome to Rome is Romello. He's a Philly native, LA resident. He just dropped a book, so go check that out. He's a great photographer. I think the book was like a book of affirmations, if I remember correctly.
I was writing this book, man. Y'all see me going to super recluse mode writing this thing. And the people who didn't know, that's where I've been. But I'm back. at welcometorome.club/Sundays is where you'll find my book. Again, that's welcometorome.club/Sundays. And I'm gonna have a link everywhere and all that good stuff. But man, check me out. Check out my page. My photography's there. Some comedy's there. You got the book is there. I have an audio book coming out. I'm gonna be reading some excerpts for y'all over the next few weeks, getting things ready for the book to drop. And at the top of May, they say we should be getting something hot off the presses for y'all.
Yeah, go get that book. Cairo's Timepieces is just that. It's a watch company. They make timepieces. If you like watches and you want to get, from a black person that ain't gonna charge you an arm and a leg, go ahead and get you one of these. They look good. They look nice. From the reviews, they're sturdy. They function. They're a watch. I don't know what many functions you need from them. If you can tell analog time, they're great for you. They look good. I'm gonna get me one eventually, but trying to fix my wrist before I, start putting jewelry on it. But yeah, go ahead and get you one of those Cairo timepieces. Cordelia Brown is a chef, as seen on numerous food publications. She has a brand called Delicious Eats. There, you can find them in Walmart. So if you like chicken pot pies or other foods, go ahead, get at her. She has a cookbook. She's been on a couple shows, and she just makes good food. So if you want to support her in every which way, from reading her book or just buying her food straight up, go ahead, go get you some of that. Go get you some of that good Southern eating. Tanny Riches is a fashion designer. She creates outfits and clothes. So if you like fashion and you like designing, she's the person for you. And if you like designs that are fashion, go ahead. She's got something for you. Go ahead, check out her stuff. Buy something, get a custom piece. Look at her looks and just say, that looks nice. I'd pay money for that, and then pay money for that. It's a great way to do this. But that's it for this week's of, Inward News and y'all hiring. This is the 4-year anniversary because this is episode 208. There's 52 weeks in the year. I've been doing this for 4 years. I started this in 2020 because of the pandemic, and now it's over. I don't want to do this anymore. So this is the last episode. If you're a black business that needs promoting or wants to be promoted, or somebody that needs to be promoted, let me know and I'll promote them on my story or whatever. But this is no more. I'm tired of doing this. I don't like writing these scripts. I don't like painstakingly searching for new black businesses every day. So, all right. See you guys in the next video. Watch the podcast. Watch Dre Being Dre. Watch Diesel Savory. Watch any of the other publications. Brew and Ghost. Dance for Awkward if we bring that back. We got a spelling show coming out. Just watch everything. I don't want to do news anymore. Bye.